Hello everyone and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice, where things are not going very well for us. You know, it's not great when the only thing saving you from being, not even convicted, we already convicted, sentenced for murder is the fact that they want to charge you with another murder. That's not great. That's really not great. That might be bottom of the barrel. Alright, we're back at Temple. What do I do now? I can't believe Maya and I were actually found guilty. I remember it like it was yesterday. Or for me, you know, about 20 minutes ago. Defense has failed to counter the charge filed. I don't know if that's true. He just made up stuff out of completely nowhere. Of course I can't really counter it. It's made up. He had nothing. That's crazy to me. That's so crazy to me. Yep, that was bad. I mean, I knew they weren't going to find us, like, all that sympathetic. Mr. Wright. I'll be. I saw the whole trial. What's going to happen to Miss Maya now? I'm worried about that, too. And me. Is it too late for me to jump on a plane and leave? Right now? One more thing to report. This dagger. So I initially thought that was going to help us. Because I'm like, oh, well, someone died while we were in court. Clearly, we couldn't have done that. But they found the body. So we need to figure out when this person died. I think is going to be part of the key. Right now, I need to focus on the next trial. The murder of Acolyte Zealot, right? No, at least the jury's still out on that one, so to speak. The two murders are most likely connected. If I can get to the bottom of Acolyte Zealot's murder, it might give me the ammunition I need to overturn Maya's guilty verdict. Let me help you investigate. I want to assist you in any way I can. I appreciate it, Albie, but we're talking about a murder. Yeah, but it's going to be hard for a foreigner to investigate this on his own. You have a point there. I wish I knew what to do. Alright, what's her deal? Isn't that your benevolence? Yeah. Princess Raifa? Oh, it is you again. Dead liar walking, guilty of abetting a murderer under the Defense Culpability Act. I see she hasn't lost any of her charm. A little bit of her spunk, maybe. Why the long face? I thought you'd be glad I was found guilty under the DC Act. I'm in no mood to take joy in your suffering. It's mildly mature, for I was unable to defeat you, and had to leave the job to others. Slightly less mature. I failed in my sacred duty as the royal priestess. I guess that answers my question. Have I misunderstood the voice of the Mitama yet again? This cannot be. So she's kind of like doubting her abilities. Okay. All I did was defend my client. Ugh, I can't bear to see her looking so sad like this, though. Your benevolence. Your benevolence. Oh, barbed head. I thought you had already begun your journey to the Twilight Realm. I'm not dead yet. I still have an investigation to do for tomorrow's trial. What's this? Do you mean to say you've not given up yet? That's right. I'm going to prove Maya innocent tomorrow. But why? Why do you refuse to give up? I cannot fathom such obstinacy. Investigate all you want. I care not. You really don't mind. But aren't you worried that a lawyer backed into a corner by the DC Act might do something desperate like forge evidence? What's this? If left unsupervised, I'd be free to do whatever I wanted, you know. Okay, now to see if she takes the bait. Yes, I see your point. Barbed head. Yes? I know what happened yesterday. You perpetrated some sort of fraud or other misdeed while I was not watching. Huh?
That explains why I misunderstood the voice of the High Priest's soul. Yes, of course, that is the only explanation.
I was just trying to cheer her up. Now she thinks even less of me.
I must not allow you to sully our sacred hall of justice with your misdeeds ever again. Therefore, today, I will be monitoring your every move once more. I will not fail to spot your misdeeds this time. The moment I see anything out of the ordinary, I will send you straight to prison. And you, boy, do not throw your lot in with this foreign devil.
But your benevolence... It's okay, Albie. You don't need to worry about me. I'll be back before you know it. But first, I should probably lighten my load a bit. Albie, would you mind holding on to some evidence for me? Wait. Of course not. I'm always glad to help. Unnecessary evidence unloaded onto Albie. Please don't sell it for when I need it later. Because I have a feeling I'm going to regret that. May the Holy Mother's blessings be upon you. Now then, the scene of the crime is the logical place to start. If I recall correctly, the body was found at the Plaza of Devotion. Any ideas?
The boy has grown far too close to you. You require re-education if he persists in befriending lawyers.
Re-education? What exactly does that entail?
First, you must meditate upon Lady Kira for 48 hours in the prayer pose.
How's that re-education? It sounds more like torture to me. What should we do?
Bartet, you have an investigation to conduct, do you not? Get on with it.
Yes, but why does she always have to be like this?
What? Would you have preferred that our tour guide boy tags along instead?
Huh?
It would appear I have read your mind most accurately.
The smile of hers is downright scary. Did you know that I'm a lawyer?
What is that badge you bear?
It's a sunflower pin. They're quite popular in my country.
It is rather cute, I must say.
Actually, it's just my attorney's badge.
Oh, so you mean it would have actually been worth more as a cheap accessory?
My profession is worth more than $1.20, you know. Is it? Alright. So things that we're going to need. This newspaper we still have. Okay. The autopsy. Yeah, we're going to need that. Photos. We need the one of the lamp broken for sure. That well, that already saved us though. Yeah, think of all the evidence we just didn't use. Alright. I need to know how this is going to play. Fantastic. Alright, anyway. Alright, I think I was doing something. The Plaza of Devotion. Looks like the police already finished their investigation. I think someone would be killed here. A place devoted to prayer. Okay, so we see the outline. A body outline and flowers. Did someone leave them here in memory of the deceased? And there's something different about the prayer flags today.
As the High Priest's disciple, Acolyte Zealot was utterly devoted to his training. First the High Priest and now his devoted disciple. My Fae will pay for this.
But they were both rebels! And as I keep trying to tell you, Maya has nothing to do with any of this.
You can prove this how?
What do you think I'm doing here? Gathering dirt and dust for the trial?
You and your smart mouth. This is precisely why you and your lawyerly ilk are so reviled.
Hey, Mr. Wright! Oh. Emma!
Is that detective from your country again?
Eep! It's the princess!
You seem displeased that I am here. Oh, no. Don't be silly. Mr. Wright, I'm so sorry about what happened to Maya.
It's not your fault, Emma. You were just doing your job. And if I had just done mine...
Mr. Wright.
But it's no use crying over spilled milk. Would you mind telling me what you know about the murder? It's do or die in court tomorrow, and I mean that literally.
Gladly. I'll help you in any way I can. Remember, I have my eyes on the both of you, so see to it that you commit no misdeeds.
Of course not.
You're talking to a professional here.
Well, should we talk about the incident? The incident. I think we should talk about the incident. Let's see. How about starting with an overview of what happened?
Sure. The victim is praised a lot. He was the high priest's disciple. His body was discovered around noon today, right after the rite wrapped up.
So during the high priest's murder trial.
That's right. Apparently he had been praying here since... He'd been here praying since the day before the rite even started. Talk about serious devotion.
Yeah, it barely lasted a few minutes.
This is a picture of Mr. Zealot's body.
Okay, that dagger in his upper back looks like it would have been particularly painful. Is that a tattoo on the back of his neck? It's peach-shaped.
Everyone started leaving when the praying was finally done, but the victim remained bent over in prayer, and when they went over to check on him,
they discovered he was dead, right? Okay. Crime photo zealot added to the court record, killed in the plaza devotion. He has a peach-shaped tattoo on the nape of his neck.
Yes, the estimated time of death is May 9th, sometime between the start of the rite and the discovery of the high priest's body. In other words, we believe the crime took place during the purification rite, and the murder weapon was the same ceremonial dagger that killed the high priest. The prosecution believes Maya came down the stairs after killing the high priest, and then stabbed Mr. Zealot with the same dagger.
Circumstantial evidence does point to Maya, but what about the cause of death?
He apparently died instantly from the dagger that was left thrust in his upper back. Here's the autopsy report.
Let's autopsy. Cause of death, spinal cord injury from being stabbed in the upper back by a bladed weapon. Okay.
Estimated time of death, you say? How can you know such a thing? I want to know. Well, barbed head, out with it. Oh, so the princess is the spirit medium kingdom is interested in forensic science? I have no interest in science, forensic or otherwise. Nevertheless, I will someday be queen. As such, it would be wise to know what silly things the common folk believe in.
What?
There's nothing silly about it. I'll have you know, even Prosecutor Sadmati holds forensics in high regard. Does he? Perhaps I should not underestimate the power of science. Still, I suppose it is nothing much compared to the divination seance.
She really doesn't have an adorable bone in her body. I think she's actually interested. Would you mind explaining it to her?
I guess I have to now. Okay. There are many ways to estimate the time of death, but the most well-known method uses the change in body temperature. Interesting. Body temperature drops at a steady rate from the moment a person dies. That means we can tell how long someone's been dead by measuring their temperature. I see. That was quite enlightening. Barbed head, present your forehead now.
What? Why?
You feel just a little over 95 degrees. Seems you are not dead yet.
Of course I'm not.
Here's but a jest. After all, you're still the dead liar walking.
I fail to see the humor in any of this. Were there any witnesses? With so many people here at the plaza, you'd think somebody would have seen something.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But we haven't found a single witness.
How's that even possible?
Because everyone was bent over, utterly devoted to prayer, naturally.
Oh, right. The back-shattering pose that nearly killed me. Still, you'd think someone would have noticed something.
I thought so too, but with the monk's scarf he had on, no one could see the dagger in his upper back. Plus, everyone was so absorbed in prayer they didn't see or hear anything.
Can't believe this.
What you choose to believe is your choice, but the fact remains there were no witnesses. However, there is one piece of irrefutable evidence. The dagger.
Sadly, yes. Ugh. Fine, tell me about the murder weapon. Could you tell me about the murder weapon?
Killer used the Warbad dagger, the legendary weapon of Lady Kira. It was discovered impaled in the victim's upper back. The accused's fingerprints were found on the dagger, were they not?
Yes, they were. Warbad dagger added to the court record. A dagger modeled after a Warbad, said to have been used by Lady Kira. Okay.
such irrefutable evidence, there's no questioning the accused's guilt.
Not so fast. What about a motive? Maya had no reason to kill Acolyte Zealot.
What do the police think about this matter?
Yeah, tell me about the motive. Maya had no reason to kill Acolyte Zealot.
You say? Let us hear what the police think about the matter. Police believe Maya is the Lady Kira figure who has been battling the rebels. And since Mr. Zealot is the disciple of the High Priest who turned out to be a rebel, he too was likely a rebel and therefore met the same untimely demise as his teacher. Yes, that is how the police currently view the crime.
There's no way Maya is that Lady Kira vigilante.
I agree on a personal level, but the police are just going with what today's trial concluded.
I really blew it in court today. Present. I'm a lawyer.
Congrats on your return to the legal world. I wanted to congratulate you sooner, but I never had the chance.
Thanks, Emma, and congratulations to you too on becoming a forensic investigator.
Thanks. Oh, I know. Let's celebrate by dusting your attorney's badge for fingerprints. How about we do a luminol test on it?
I think I'll pass on both, but thanks.
It's been ages since you presented evidence to me.
Remember when we worked out that one case together? I seem to recall a thin layer of fingerprint powder on every piece of evidence then.
Well, I guess they get that way from time to time now, too.
As enthusiastic as ever, huh, Emma?
Victim's name was Trust in Me. He bled to death from a stab wound in the abdomen.
And the killer?
At the moment, our only suspect is the person who was with the victim at the time.
In other words, Maya. I kind of don't want to go through. But. Hello? Okay. No interest in any of this stuff, huh? Oh, here we go. Okay, good.
Based on the estimated time of death, we believe he was killed during the rite itself. It appears he was stabbed in the upper back with a dagger and died instantly.
But there were so many people here. How could no one have noticed?
I know. I can't believe it either. I guess they were just that focused on their prayers or something.
Same thing. Yeah, okay. Anything with the dagger?
Maya's fingerprints were found on the dagger that was used in the murder. The police are therefore investigating her as their prime suspect. The evidence is irrefutable with no room for argument. I really don't want to treat Maya as a suspect, but based on the evidence and police reports I've received so far, it's not looking good.
Not good, more like how could it get any worse? Oh, I didn't look at any of this. Okay, whoops. Acolyte Zealot died bent over in prayer. There's no trace of blood on the ground, though. The fact that there's so little bleeding could mean it was a single stab to a vital point. Not that that would have been very difficult considering the position he was in. So these flowers were left here in memory of Acolyte Zealot? What are they called?
They're known as the Namanda, and they are given to express sorrow when a life is lost.
Seems offering flowers in memory of the dead is a universal practice. Ah, okay. The flower the Kurene is used to pay tribute to the departed expresses heartfelt sympathy. Alright, how's that going to be important? I'll be said these are called prayer flags, and the prayers written on them are carried throughout the kingdom by the wind. Now, if I were to pray for something, it would be for me not to get dragged into any more trouble than I already have been. That's a good prayer.
I think I would witness a lawyer being allowed to pass through this sacred gate.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't unless I had to. Those stairs were brutal to climb.
What's this? Do you even know how many monks would give their lives to pass through that gate? Be thankful for the great honor you have been afforded.
Yes, your benevolence. Oh, what are you? This prayer flag looks much newer than the rest. Your benevolence, what does it say here?
Dearest wishes of our subjects are written upon these prayer flags. Reading the prayers of others is considered rude. But if you must know, it says, at the usual spot, bring grub, the key, too. That's one of the more direct and practical prayers I've ever seen.
I wonder if it's even a prayer. That's actually pretty clever to put that in a spot where no one would actually, like, read it. Oh. Hello? Acolyte Zealot was killed in a prayer pose, with his head bent over like that. The last thing he saw must have been this rug.
It's a prayer rug woven by devout monks. May the Holy Mother's blessing be upon his departed soul.
It's strange that there are no bloodstains, though.
Perhaps it was so cold his blood froze. Perhaps it was absorbed by his vestment.
It is pretty cold. Maybe the blood really did just freeze inside his body. Oh, come on! Okay. That message on the prayer flag seems a little weird, but I think I've seen everything there is to see around here.
You have found or heard anything of particular worth. Are you ready to give up?
No, I'm not calling it quits yet.
Does it look like you have any hope of winning, Mr. Wright?
Emma, I can't really say at this point. All I know is I have to keep investigating.
What are you two sneaks up to? I'd advise you to get back to work if you are done here, Detective. Otherwise, I will report you to Prosecutor Sadmati for dereliction of duty. I'm going.
Well, see you later, Mr. Wright, and good luck. I should really pay a visit to everyone in every place connected with this case. Whoa, that's gonna take some time.
So, are you ready to give up, Barbed Head? More of this will cause Lady in me to suffer more than she already has.
I understand what you mean, but I can't give up that easily. After all, I have to defend Maya in court.
Stubborn fool. But you have already been found guilty. You wish to continue floundering about. Suppose now's your last chance.
I'll take every chance I can get. Yeah, that'll do it.
What? You given up already?
No, still, it does feel like I'm barely treading water over here.
Water? Do all people of your country go for a swim when they are troubled? If so, seek the rivers on the edge of town. There you will find all the water you need. Go ahead, paddle to your heart's content.
English idioms go right over her head. Alright. We need to go somewhere else. Where would I go? We came from Temple. Should we go talk to Maya first? She's not gonna be able to tell us very much, though. Let's just start at the High Priest's house and work our way back. See what happens. Yeah, there we go. Hello, I'm sorry to bother you again, but...
Oh, it's you. Barbed Head, you're not contemplating casting suspicion upon Lady Belieb, are you? She lost her beloved husband and now Acolyte Zealot, who is like a son to her.
Of course I'm not, but since she was close to both victims, I wanted to hear what she has to say.
Very well.
And then there's the fact that Lady Kira didn't attack Mrs. Inme. That probably means she isn't a rebel.
This is about poor Pere. I'm sorry, but I don't think I can talk about that right now.
But what about Maya? She's innocent.
Maya, I heard she was found guilty. First my dear husband and now Pere.
Mrs. Inme, you don't really believe that Maya's the killer, do you?
I don't know. But that was the verdict, so what else can I believe? What am I to do?
The verdict was already reached in your husband's case, but the truth of the matter is yet to be found.
How can you be so sure?
Because I believe that Maya is innocent. That is all I have right now, my faith in her. So please, help me understand what happened.
So you're defending her based solely on faith, even though you'll be punished for abetting the accused.
That's right.
All right then. Your faith has moved me. I will tell you what I can. Are you sure about this, Lady Belieb?
My lovely wife is also a devout follower of Cryanism, such she is not one to make light of another's faith. But if I find that you have lied about your faith in my Faye's innocence, I shall curse your entire family and all your disciples for the next 8 generations.
Hey, leave Athena and Apollo alone, buddy. All right, we'll just deal with that pleasant ball of crazy in the next episode. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.